Welcome back. This last lecture, I'm going to focus on the cooperative group S.T.R.O.N.G. It's actually the nation's first wound healing cooperative group. It's not our first attempt at a cooperating group. I remember forming a group of thought leaders in the, I think it was like 2003, sometime in that time frame, and working on developing cooperative group. Now, a lot of us have known that we needed this for quite some time. And finally, in late 2011, early 2012, we were able to put together a cooperative group that now functions fairly well. I mentioned this in an earlier lecture. In 2012, the cooperative group enrolled more than 1,000 patients in clinical trials. That's an amazing number. I'm Tom Serena again, and you've seen this multiple times. I'm not going to go over it again, but as far as faculty and disclosures, we need to do that with each of our lectures. Earlier on, I mentioned Edward Smith, the captain of the ship. And again, you are the captain of the ship, and I bring this up again because I think principal investigators, nurses, study coordinators who are working in clinical trials worry about the burden. They worry about the regulatory burden. They worry about budgeting. They worry about, can I do this trial? Can I make this happen? And that's a reasonable concern. When we first started in our earlier attempts at cooperative groups, we faced all these hurdles. And we would have centers that were worried about budgets, and they had a clinical trial office, and they couldn't do this, and they couldn't do that. And then they didn't have a study coordinator. And they didn't have time to do regulatory, no time to write a consent form. Who wants to write a consent form at 1 a.m.? So there were a lot of burdens. There's a lot of burdens being part of being the captain of the ship, and a lot of concerns. And we formed S.T.R.O.N.G. as a way to alleviate some of those burdens.